Yer.
Yo.
What's up? Y'all know what it is. It's regular Reg back in the building.
Talk your shit. You know what it is. Obi, what's up?
I tried. I swear I tried to get a new name by the time we did this.
Come
I
on,
swear
man.
to God I tried. I did everything I could.
Yo.
I thought of so many things. I was just like, nah.
Yo,
man.
we dead brainstormed for a new name for
We
you.
really did. It just, listen, it'll come naturally. That's how I feel.
Nah, man, it's cool. We at least have made some upgrades and some changes to,
Most definitely, man. We are so this is our first actual studio session. Before this, we were doing this, like homebody,
straight out the basement.
straight out. We came out the basement like
You
Tigger.
know exactly.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
Literally out the basement. You know what I mean? So this is our first studio session. We're very proud of this move. I don't know about you, bro, but very proud of this move.
There was a point where we started talking, what we got to do next,
Yeah.
And we had to start visualizing. Around, we started reaching that 35, 40 episode
Yeah.
period.
Looking at things.
We started talking and seeing things a little bit different.
You know, it's funny because a lot of people, and I was saying this earlier, we're gonna recircle back to this, but a lot of people have this idea that you start, like you got to have a plan, then do the thing you're doing. And I'm not saying that that's not if you have a plan, that's always great, but it, like, for me, it's like you don't even know what your plan should be till you start doing it. You know what I mean? So it's like we started podcasting, and as we went along, we were like, oh shit, my voice sounds like this.
They gotta be a mix of two.
Yeah.
There has to be a vision there. And then, then the planning kind of comes.
I was gonna say that's the thing.
In the
You
process.
gotta see the vision, and then after the vision, you just bite-sized steps.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
but the process is different for everybody.
Exactly.
Whatever works for you, hey,
listen,
keep it going. But
for us, this is what happened, and I'm just
this is our graduation.
like I'm in a studio. You know what I mean?
This shit is nice.
You know what I mean? Everything. And if anybody says,
Shouts out to Brianna, our engineer.
yes, thank you, Brianna, putting us on, letting us know. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about the the transition from what we've been doing for the past 2+ years to being over here?
So I'm just proud of the fact that, I'm proud of the fact of consistency. I actually had someone tell me, right? I asked somebody to be a part of the show. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm gonna put nobody out there, but I asked somebody to be a part of the show, and they actually looked me in my text messages and and said to me like, "Yo, Reg, like you cool and all, but I mean, unless you paying me," I'm like, "God, I'm not even gonna be making money. How I'm gonna pay you? I can't pay me." And then she, I'll say she, whatever. She, it's half the world. So she was like, well, you know what? The truth of the matter is you kind of like are a flake. Like you don't really finish anything you start.
This nigga was not responding to text messages.
Bro.
That's all that means. You was taking way too long to answer to them text messages.
It don't even, man. We was cool.
You was giving them flaky ass answers.
And she dead said to me, you don't really finish anything you start. Like you kind of just go and you don't really. And so to me, this is kind of like maybe not finishing, but just the fact that I got to the next.
Nigga, 2+ years in, man. Nobody could say anything to you, especially at a time where we not getting paid.
Exactly.
This is a cost to our pockets, but
it's worth it for the dream.
We got a vision.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
and how was Christmas? How was
every past few months, ups and downs, but it was generally great. I kept on seeing everybody having a horrible 2019. I'm not gonna lie, my 2019 was pretty good. Like I can't say, I could say for like the past few years, I haven't had much to complain. So like it's weird for me when I read a lot of like the negativity and people putting stuff online. I'm like, I can't relate. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy to hear that. Exactly. I hope none of y'all try to steal my joy from me.
Yo, they coming for it. You see, you put it out there. That's it.
But in regard to us moving over here, first of all, I would like to thank everybody that started with us from when we did begin. It was like 5 of us on the couch at that point. You know? So Show and Tell, Agina,
yep.
Kamani, shouts out to you.
all of y'all that started with us, that just even, you know what I mean? We
The
didn't know,
listeners every week, the people that's always asking when we gonna drop again.
right? And even the people that just sporadically listen and shut it the fuck off. Yo, thank you.
The
You know what I
people
mean?
that hate and tell us to
Right.
shut the fuck up because we're
Right.
terrible at this. Yo, thank you.
Yo, listen, man. It's all been a drive. Whether it's good feedback, bad feedback, feedback is good to
Yeah.
me. Like
Yeah,
I always, because you know what? I started noticing that my speech in general got better.
Yeah.
As I started listening to myself speak and being like, I don't like when I do this.
I feel like communication became a little bit better for me, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, in the fact of you gotta stand your ground certain times in
Yeah.
conversation, but I'm a lot more willing to listen when somebody is speaking at a time. You know,
Because it's funny when you listen to yourself speak back, like when you listen to yourself in a microphone or a recording, you notice the things. If you're actually listening
can
to
sound
critique,
ignorant as
you
fuck,
sound
man.
ignorant as shit. There are times where I'm like, yo, I didn't listen to that whole fucking question
At all.
Like nothing
At
that person
all.
said I heard.
Nah,
Like, literally.
it definitely has helped
Yeah.
in that communication aspect. So
It actually pisses people off in my life too. Cause I'm like, now
'Cause
I'm
you're
like
all
so
calm
I'm so
and
good at it.
listening
Yeah.
and
They'll be tight. And I'll just be saying that like,
I'll be like, you're not listening to
like
me.
you're not hearing what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
at
are
all.
you? No, it's all right. We'll talk about this again when you're calmer.
But it's all right. I feel like that's a normal human flaw.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I had it bad, so I'm just thankful for that.
Word.
What was so for me, my 2019 was. I gotta say, I'm gonna be real. I was one of those people that you're talking about, except that I didn't feel that way as it was happening.
Yeah.
Because it felt like there was a light at the end of the tunnel. And I
feel
don't
hopeful.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I always just kind of felt like I'm gonna be all right. Like a friend of mine kind of explained it to me where he said sometimes like I noticed that you could be standing in a burning building and you're the type to be like, you know what, it's gonna be all right. I'll find my way out of here. And I kind of noticed that about myself. And sometimes it could come off as delusion if it's not seated in anything.
Yeah.
But I realize when you got a plan or you got an ideal of what you're going to, it comes off as like it's like confidence. Like
Sometimes that delusion saves people though.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're just feeling sorry for yourself or just down, like that's probably gonna lead you to a bunch of bad decisions and bad places. You know,
Bruh,
I mean,
facts.
you should always the feeling of the back, your back against the wall. Don't let that go. If your back is against the wall, but
yeah.
the actual part of where you're like, oh nah, my life is trash, so the world got to be trash and everything. Nah,
Bro,
man.
I got into that too, but well, not 2019. That was like
Yeah.
2016, 17. You know what I mean? Me, I just felt like there was a lot put on my shoulders, and whenever a lot gets put on my shoulders, I just feel like this is the strongest I'm ever gonna be. So let me prove that. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people I gotta prove shit to too. You know what I mean?
Word,
There's a lot of
word,
things.
word.
There's a lot of things that need to be done. And to me, this day, this night, this moment is the first step. Actually, the second step in that direction for me.
Exactly.
But what else? What happened?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. You had to take a sip.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I wanted to take a sip, but I was like, nah. On the way here, I felt that feeling, that tingly feeling, like I had to go to the bathroom. I was like, I can't take no risks. Can't take no risks.
Just for the listener, Reggie was like 45 minutes late. We were in the
Lying
studio
ass.
waiting for him.
Lying ass. Yo, my job want to have the longest after work.
They kept you for a meeting.
Right,
You're
they
like, I
meeting,
gotta
and
fucking
now,
go,
now
man.
they want to have the meet, and you know normally the meeting be bullshit, but of course the higher up was at
Everybody
this
want to
meeting.
show up.
So
Yo, you ain't been here in 6 years. Like, come on, man.
so the higher up showed up, and you know what I mean. My boss is over here like, oh well, yeah, we have to, and I'm just like, sis, let's come on,
I gotta go.
come on, all right, 3:50 is my cutoff. What you doing? And it's a 4, so they're late. Then I get off. Of course, the L train now. The L train was the biggest rob. I'm gonna let y'all know. At the end of the stop of Canarsie, the L train is the biggest robbery of stops ever. Nobody respects that station. Everyone jumps it, walks through it, or lets the guy give the
Just
dude
mad free
$2,
rides.
bro. Everybody be out there like, I'm not paying this. It's the L in Canarsie. I don't want to be here. I'm leaving. So there's always people stealing. But what happened was they found a process to break it down. So now they got somebody watching, so there's mad people just standing outside like, damn, I can't rob this place no more. I can't jump this turnstile. So it's quiet for that. So if you go to Canarsie, don't think you can
Bruh,
get back.
There was a year I lived just jumping and hopping the turnstile. It was get home,
Bro,
hungry, or get home full.
No,
so you gotta make those choices.
I have picked food over transportation a couple times, bro. I've made that decision.
I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out when it's time to go, man.
You know, it's supposed to be like, let me just get to Jamaica and
Word. We gonna figure this out.
Figure this out from there. That's
man.
exactly what it be like, yo.
The humbling life, you know.
You know, and I said this before, but I'm telling you, man, I'm in my element when I'm in like conflict. You know what I mean? When I'm in like situations where it's like I don't know what's gonna happen, but I gotta get out of this or I gotta be tough through this. I feel like I'm in my element.
Hope that's not an element. I mean, it's good. That's something good to know how to handle. I don't know if I would say leave that as an element.
It's not. It's not, bro, because like I said, you stay in conflict too long and that shit is self-destruction. I don't care what nobody says.
Great to handle. I don't know if that should be an element of where human beings should be.
You know, that's true, but I do think a lot of humans, as I watch or see the next generation, I do feel like a lot of humans don't have it at all.
Yeah.
And it's coming to a point where now everybody's passive-aggressive, everybody's cancel culture. Nobody could just look at somebody and talk to them.
Shouts out to cancel culture. Y'all dead it in 2020.
Just
to let y'all know, there's a couple things we got to leave behind. We gotta leave behind.
I agree with you,
but 2019.
I agree with you, but that R. Kelly #2 came out. Apparently, they got a second part.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed that one. I don't need to know anymore, man. I'm good. Lock that nigga up. I'm good.
Throw him under the jail. Word. Like I've decided already. We don't need to. Like, cause watching that Michael one was like, damn,
I'm gonna still need Jacquees to re-record all of R. Kelly's songs, cause
please, bro. There's too many hits. I'm so tight. You know what song came on the other day? Oh my God, one? It wasn't one of the more popular ones, but it was one of my favorite ones. I can't remember. It was like, "This is my story." That song.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
And he had the guitar in the background, and I'm like, he killed this song, and I can't listen to it right now.
I mean,
it's so terrible. R. Kelly, man, I hate you, bro. I don't know why you did this to us.
So, R. Kelly, all you want to leave in 2019?
Nah. There's a couple. You know, I'm getting over this positivity to everything thing where people are faking the positivity.
Sometimes
now.
You gotta keep that same energy.
Like, nah, bro. There's a couple people I got some smoke for right now.
I'm with the positive shit, but sometimes you gotta keep that fake energy because that shit gonna be it's gonna be fake. It's going to be fake as hell.
Yeah.
Nah. Nobody likes everybody. Nobody's cool with everything.
Yo.
You know.
I was listening to a couple of interviews or just a couple conversations, over recording where I was just like, this is some bullshit. You don't actually believe this, sir.
Yeah.
Like, I know you don't, you know what I mean? Like, or like, you ever hear somebody speak that you know behind closed doors, and then you listen to them speak, and you just like, wow.
Well, I see that every day.
It's just
I see that every day on social media. Niggas lie about themselves all day. Oh, I don't do that. Yes, you do.
Yeah, exactly. We all do. And truth be told, my thing is like, when I look at certain things, it's like, it's not like because there's certain things that I understand why people gotta be fake for. There's like certain situations.
Of course, yeah.
It's like you can't just be.
And everything is not everybody's business.
Exactly.
Either,
that's the other
certain
thing.
So this era of transparency, I feel like people have it wrong where they feel like because it's cool to be transparent, I have to be transparent with everything. No, you don't.
No.
Certain things could be personal and near and dear to you and your family, and that's cool.
Or these dumb ass motherfuckers that seem to think that if I don't tell you something, I'm lying to you. No, I'm reserving the right as a free individual that lives in Los Estados Unidos to not say.
It depends on what you're not telling me.
No. But like, it's like, no, like there's certain things if it don't affect you. If it don't actually affect your life.
If it has nothing to do with you,
I don't got nothing
I really don't have to tell you. But I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean? And then they get all offended. Like no,
I don't have to tell you.
It has nothing to do with you, so it's not on you to know. Cool,
bruh. Like it's so funny. People can connect the dots as to what is and is not affecting them in what way.
Nah.
That's all in 2019.
I refuse to get offended by anything that don't affect me.
No, I'm sorry. That's just not a thing for me. But yeah, that gotta go in 2019. What else is anything else you got staying?
Toxic.
I like me a little bit of toxicity.
I'm saying
not
like
gonna
the
front.
word toxic.
Okay. I'm about to say I need me a little. I noticed that I can't be too upright and standing.
No. I'm saying the word toxic gotta go.
Yeah, nah. It's quiet for that.
We throwing that word out.
The toxic and maybe even
Life
energy.
is toxic, my nigga. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, probably half of what humanity does is toxic. You know,
but we gotta there's that, but also like people learn the word. I saw a meme where somebody said people learn the word energy and toxic, and all of a sudden they're a fucking guru. And I'm like, this is so true. You know how many people I know came, but yo, chill with the energy, bro. I'm like, stop saying that shit. Like, it's come on, bro. This, like everybody trying to sound like Maxwell. I'm not.
Anxiety.
So that's a hard one for me because I don't understand it.
Nah.
I don't really have anxiety.
Everybody, it's not, I feel like there's like extreme levels to anxiety and very minimal levels to anxiety.
Okay, so I've realized that there's, so somebody
To
explained.
feel anxious. Is that not what anxiety is?
Okay, so somebody explained to me this way, and it was the nicest because I was kind of being a little harsh on somebody that I felt was always
and
mentally.
Listeners, please correct me if I'm wrong because I just said
Nah,
that.
you just said that, yeah, because you're tired of hearing that word. And to be real, it is a thing that people are using anxiety as an excuse to do or say anything or not do or say too many things.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna change the fact that it's not a thing because somebody told me when you have like a clinical depression or when you have like anxiety to the point of depression, which is a major thing in depression, it's like trying to tell somebody, yo, you got cancer, son, cure your cancer, B. Just fix your cancer. Like, because in your head, your mind works a certain way, you don't understand that chemically their mind is set in a certain way. So sometimes it really is a thing.
Oh, of course it's a thing. I'm not saying it's not a thing, but I'm talking about more of everybody,
throwing it out there,
like clutching to it. Really, I'm like, nah.
I don't know that this is anxiety.
You just go through a bad stretch of life right now. You be alright.
You might just be a bitch ass nigga. That's another. A lot of people forget.
Like, you be alright.
Bitch assness is a real thing too.
Exactly.
It's not anxiety. You might have to toughen up, my nigga. Like certain things that people gotta do.
Just gotta weather that storm, man. Right? Yo, people don't ever want to weather that storm at all.
Bro, everybody want the easy skate through. Everybody trying to just make it. And I realized that was one thing I realized too. Like in 2019, I realized my happiness can't be contingent on a result. It has to be contingent on the journey.
Yeah. And the everyday process of things.
It took me a long time because it's like, I'm like, happiness is a moment.
So you saying that, right? That's a conversation I've had with a few friends of mine because I'll be speaking and it's like, no, I have to accomplish this, or whether it's a thing to throw in people's faces or to make themselves feel better. And my first question is, what if you don't feel better after that? Like, have you ever thought about it? Because that could happen.
Yes.
What if you actually do not feel better after that? Or you do feel better, but you feel better for 10 minutes and you go back to whatever.
Exactly. But that's why I always like, people I know always like, being younger people always like being broke, when you're rich, I don't understand why they be, offing themselves or having anxiety or having mental health issues. And it's because imagine getting everything you ever wanted and still not being happy.
Or humans just have problems.
No, that's true. But it's like to me, I always thought of it like this. If I'm poor, right, and I'm depressed, maybe if I try to be rich, I won't be depressed. So it gives you something to strive for. It gives you a goal. Yeah. But if I'm like rich already and I'm depressed, fuck's wrong with me? Like, I already got everything everybody says I should be happy about. So I can see why that's a big issue for a lot of people because it's like you already made it to the promised land, quote unquote, that America's told you is what it is.
And my biggest thing with that, the original point was, I just don't believe in like aspiring to throw things in people's, like, that could happen in the on the journey. I'm not. I ain't too big for that, but it's not like something I'm just like salivating and dreaming about and like saying, yo, I can't wait to. I'm good on that.
I said this on an episode where I said there's a couple people I wanted to talk to. Even the person I just spoke about, right? Even them, they spoke to me later on after like 30, maybe 40 something episodes. They were like, yo, I'm proud of you. And the moment came and I didn't feel to do it. Like,
I mean, sometimes people gonna get things in life wrong, man. I mean, shit. I guess you could live life tight to everybody that passed you by and everything. But me personally, I don't really give a fuck. About
I always
that.
said, like, if you listen to me, the perfect example has always been Kanye West. That man has always said, I use my self-esteem to power my dreams, because people was always shitting on him about not wearing jerseys and not doing the right thing. But then look, what the inevitability of it was, he used that hate to drive himself, and now he's kind of in a bad place. Like, you can't. That's not. It is a way to fuel yourself. It is not the best way.
I also think Kanye West is mentally
no,
himself.
Listen, he had issues. Let's not pretend.
That's a dude that needs to talk about anxiety and toxicity.
That man,
he could keep all the vocabulary words, man.
Listen, bro, he needs the buzzwords to hit every day. But I just feel like I see like what that, like, because he was doing things for other people.
Yeah.
He's somebody that you could look at and see, I want to prove myself to the world, and forgot about himself.
So, you know, in this process of what we're doing, we have mad talks, just being regular friends, and of course working on this together. There's a part of, you know, that we've had to put on different hats and being creatives.
Yep.
And then the business side of things.
Yeah.
When it comes to strategy, next moves, what is the vision for the future? How do you feel like those two things kind of,
like, where's the line?
Yeah, like work with each other and kind of come against, like, work against each other.
Yeah, I think that everything in life, whether it's your relationship, your marriage, your whatever, your work, your job, whatever you're doing, is a cycle that's gonna have ups and downs.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to understand that it's not gonna be a straight line up to the top. If you're gonna do something, that's why I say you got to think about the journey overall. Because when I think back to my funnest days in life, it was when I had enough money for one drink,
the brokest nights,
and a Four Loko, so that we could end up on Lower East Side partying with all the hippies. That was what I remember. I don't remember the most ballingest, you know. So to me, it's like on the way, I think to myself, like, the process of being creative, that's one part of it. So that's one part of the going up, right?
Yeah.
And then you could go down and be like, all right, now the creative part, I'm at a peak. But, like, I'm not making no money. I'm not monetizing anything. Nothing's happening with this. People aren't seeing it. And then now you're back down again in another way. But then the next time you come back up, you should come back up more, because the first time you learned content. The next time you're now learning, all right, the business. And then the next time you go down again, when you got to learn another part of it, you now have content and business.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I'm big on creatives, because I'm more on the creative side, to be honest. But I hate when we get to a point because I've a finance background in a lot of ways. I hate when we get to a point where we can't reproduce what we did.
Yeah.
Like, if you drop a hot album, you got to look at what worked, what didn't, the process, how did it become this way, how did I get to where I got to, so this is reproducible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my personal, the mix of it. But then, you know what I mean, like that. Okay, we was talking the other day, and we was talking about Andre 3K and his
Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin. I always think, I don't know why.
Who?
Oh man,
it's gonna be something bad.
It's gonna be super stupid. It's the white dude that was on Breakfast Club, Lior.
Okay.
I always think of Lior for some reason when I talk about that interview, but it's not. So Rick Rubin and Andre 3K had what I consider to be...
That's another white dude.
Yes, another white dude. Yes, a separate white dude. All right. So he had an amazing conversation. And I remember at one point, Andre 3K said, I have like this... I feel like I don't have the confidence to do to make music right now. Like, I don't think... I always go against the grain. And I don't know if it's so far against the grain has always worked for the people thus far in my career. And I don't know that what I want to do against the grain right now would work for the masses. So he doesn't have the confidence. My mind's not really right. It's not there.
Yeah.
And Rick Rubin's answer, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised when white people give black people advice that seems feasible to me. Because a lot of times they give advice and it's like, you don't fully understand my plight. So a lot of times it comes off as either, you know, privileged or you don't understand. But he gave a complete, I was like, nah, this is a smart dude. And he said, sometimes you just gotta do it. You just gotta keep making it. Just keep making music. Not to drop, not for people to hear, just for yourself. Just keep making, tinkering, playing. till you get something where you're like, this is it.
Yeah, I think sometimes as a creative, sometimes you can start living in your head a little bit too much, you know.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie, I have that personality. With recording is fun to me, so whenever I'm in a mode where I'm not in the mood to have fun, or I'm not having fun at that time, it feels more of a burden than the actual fun. It's not like a total burden, but now it feels like work.
Yeah.
So I was able to relate to some of the things Andre was actually saying in that interview. But, you know, he's more of an eclectic person than I am.
Very.
And I feel like when you're creative and you're kind of going through that writer's block of new idea, you gotta step out. You know, it's like when you're home all the time and you just living in your head. Like sometimes you gotta hit your friends up like, yo, let's go out, and you just kind of realize, things are not as serious as like
exactly.
that ever happened to you where you just you're going through bad stuff, you haven't really done anything for yourself, and then one day you're just like, yo, I'm gonna hit people up, we gonna hang out,
bro.
And he's like, yo,
sometimes
it's not as bad out here as
you know what it is for me. What was happening when I was in my slight dark place? Again, I'm not a very depressed person. I don't stay depressed for long. My depressed Richter is based on tangible things that if I get them or I move in a direction, I could feel better. Some people aren't like that. But when I was in my little, my slight dark place, I would say that I would be out and feeling like I'm not supposed to celebrate this. Like, what am I celebrating? I'm not doing
I've definitely
good.
had that moment before.
And it sucks because it's like you can't even have fun because you feel like you should be doing more before you can have fun. And I feel like you could, that spirals. People don't understand that. You know what I mean?
Whenever I have like my funks, I'm not a depressed person because I'm always like, yo, whatever you're going through, deal with it. And now I don't know if this is the best approach, but deal with it, and at least to the best of your ability, get over it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like if you gotta be sad for 2 days, be sad for that time. You're not about to be sad for the next year over something. Like that's pointless. You gotta just brush it off and move on.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, I mean, go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off. No, I was because there was another aspect. Like I heard that Ed Sheeran is decided he's gonna take a year off or something, or maybe a 2, whatever. He's gonna take some time off, gonna get off the internet. He said, and he wrote a whole letter about it, and he's told everybody like he needs because his music is gonna suffer if all he's seeing is the studio. That was depth to me. I felt that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I felt that. He's like,
I agree with that.
He's like, I gotta go out, have experiences, and have fun, have bad times, have sad times. I gotta re-experience shit to like get my creativity back.
As somebody who has, where we do more podcasting, those guys are more artists, but you need to live something to talk about.
Exactly.
You can't just be at work all day. It's hard, and I've had periods where I'm like recording and it's just work mode all the time.
Exactly.
And I kind of have to always, whether it's listen to something that's gonna kind of open my mind, like you kind of have to find like a substitute outside of living life,
exactly,
which is the best part. But on the other aspect, see, the business is necessary, like for at least for success, for the common good of like a creative actually putting high quality content and benefiting off of it. I do feel like the business sometimes disrespects the creative just because numbers rule the world, and when you got all the numbers and all the ways to figure that out, you just have the upper hand. As opposed to somebody that has an item that you really can't. You tell me what the price is. You can't. I can't come here I could, but
exactly,
you're gonna have to be willing to invest in that, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's important for that creative to start learning the business because of that.
Well, that's the thing. I think the business kills a lot of the creative side of things. Like, to me, I always consider Drake one of the biggest compromises in hip-hop.
Here comes with our Drake slander, guys.
No.
Be prepared for this.
No.
Oh, no, I'm with you on this. We about to kill
I'm trying my best. Listen, so for those of you that haven't heard us, we have a I wouldn't say a going Drake beef.
We slander Drake every episode. We try not to.
We try not to, but
It
some
happens.
way he sneaks his light skin ass.
I mean, he's the
into
most
every-
successful man in the world for the past 10 years, man. What could we
see, that's the shit I'm talking about. It's stuff like, okay, just a quick tangent. When he was talking on the interview, I wanted to say great. I wouldn't
You
even say
talk
great
about
interview.
the Rap Radar interview.
Yes, the
right?
Rap Radar interview with Drake. There were aspects of it that I felt like, bro, you're winning in every single possible way in life.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something that I really agreed with. He said, I'm one of those people that had all the opportunity to fail in the world, and
Mm-hmm.
I always made the right decision, which by the results can obviously be seen.
Mm-hmm.
He has made the right decisions throughout his entire career, continuously making hits. I can't be mad at that. So knowing that, when he started talking about his beef with Pusha T and how, like, he lost that battle willingly, and how Pusha T didn't bars him down. He just had the one. He made it seem like the one line about his kid was all that was anyone heard.
He pulled the semantics card out.
He pulled the
in that one,
semantics card as if lyricists everywhere weren't going. That verse was fire, bro.
nah.
Drake, listen to me, and this is the slander. I want you to hear me, sir. That verse was legendary. That verse was legend. He broke him down psychologically, and he made connections that, without being a psychologist, when you look at it, you could go, "That's kind of true."
Yeah.
His dad was wearing no suits, and he wasn't. His mom was that. And look at his girl now.
Drake had to put out a
He had to put
note post
a
under
whole
the
note
following
post.
day, man.
Exactly. So to me, it's like, bro, just take your L. Don't
Yeah.
do the thing where you belittle the man. You go from capital L to it's really a miniature
Yeah.
L that I chose to take. Don't do that. That's not cool. You already winning in the world.
Yeah.
You winning in life. How many times you gonna break records and do all time? So I didn't like that. But I digress.
I mean, something he said in that for like, that I kind of listened to in regard to like a creative in a business where you're making millions was where he said, "Yo, some of it is luck. It's not all strategy. Where, oh, this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen.
Yep.
Some things just kind of by chance, by luck." By faith,
That it just worked
it
out.
just
that way.
worked out that way.
Yeah.
And as a creative, I listened to that and was like, yo, like you got to keep chancing on yourself.
Yeah, because everybody has this idea that it's supposed to come like immediately or in some facet. But anytime I ever got what I wanted in life, it never happened the way I thought it was gonna happen.
It never happens.
It
that way.
never happened that way.
Bro, have you ever been like every time that ass like whenever you do plan something? Yeah, it's never
Bruh,
really
it
that
never-
path.
like, you get
sometimes you
there-
end up 2 steps back. Nah.
Yo, I've gotten what I wanted and then just sat there like, did I want this?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's happened to me before.
And getting older has like taught me how to like deal with those things, I remember being like 22, 23, 24 and wanting to be able to afford certain things or do certain things, and I'm 30 and I'm doing some of those I'm in my 30s and I'm doing some of those things now, and I'm just like, I thought I would feel a lot older than, like
Yeah.
30s, 30, 31 felt a lot older back then, but I'm totally fine doing these things
Certain
now.
things, yeah.
So I've kind of given up that whole age thing. That doesn't really mean much to me
Well,
anymore.
the age thing has changed because the gap between young and old has kind of merged.
Yeah.
It's gotten small because of the internet.
Yeah,
We know a
yeah.
lot. But also,
The internet, fitness,
Exactly.
just
Like, life has
lifestyle,
gotten-
traveling. Everybody is doing the same, or at least trying to do the same.
we're on the
thing,
same path.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just feel like, to me, I've come to the point where I've realized that I would personally rather be the Pusha T that can make the music he wants and maybe not make 30 million, maybe make, I don't know, 6.
Yeah.
I'll take the 6 if I can still be who I
Make
am,
that something else.
than rather be, the Drake where I got to make a reggaeton track that I don't want to make, or make a track with, make a Afro beats track that maybe I do want to make, but I got to do it for the Afro beats. I don't want to do things. That's kind of why this podcast kind of went the way it went. It went kind of slowly
Yeah.
because I didn't want to do things in a way where now if I go viral for this one thing,
Clout chasing.
this is what y'all think.
That's what it's called.
I was trying to leave that in 2019 too. I don't want to say that fucking word, but you're right.
We bringing it with us because there's mad clout chasing out here, man. That shit ain't stop. I've been seeing clout chasing all 13 days of 2020.
Rampant all 13
Yo,
that ain't going nowhere.
I saw this chick sucking on a gas pump.
Yo, that actually was
I
hilarious.
was like, nah, not the one that spit on it. That's another clout chaser.
Oh, no.
The chick put a condom on the gas pump and
then
started sucking it, bro.
Guys, please don't have gas pump contests. This is a mistake.
So the clout chaser definitely came through.
It came through
in 2020.
But it's just I don't really. I've never been. I noticed that I used to I used to be a dancer. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know how I used to do. And my thing was I always wanted attention, but then I realized as I got older, I don't.
Nah, we've definitely had those moments where it's like,
right?
Should the clout chasing thing be done? I'm not going to talk specifics, but we've had those conversations. But I feel like for the both of us, after talking about it, we would be like, nah.
But it's still that business versus creative concept.
No, that's exactly what those conversations were.
Because no matter how you slice it, like when I think about it, I think to myself, like there are things I probably could have said, pictures I could put out, things I could have done that would have got me views and likes and looks that I was just like, but then I have to be this person now.
You got to be able to represent that,
And I can't. I'm not that.
And all that stuff is not guaranteed to keep you, lasting. Just because I think people need to learn that just because you go viral does not necessarily mean that you're gonna pop, especially as a podcast. What about them folks that put out the hip hop list?
Yep.
That their podcast, I still don't even know what the name of that podcast. No offense to them. Shouts out to y'all.
Yeah, I hope y'all doing well.
I hope y'all did numbers, but we're not hearing a lot about them. Per se.
And it's one of those things where it's just like, I mean, listen, man, Joe's nice. But number 3, you know what I mean? Like I remember
Reggie come with his Joe slander.
No, they ain't no Joe slander, bro. Come on.
But that's part of part of the trolling.
That was clearly, you know what I mean? So and for me, like, okay, so I'm sorry, I can't stop slandering Drake because the problem I have with it is this, and this is the problem I have, and this is part of the creative versus business talk. I found out that the whole thing was produced by Drake. Yeah. And you edited by Drake and think about Drake. And then it's like, okay, so there could have been 4 hours of material and I'll never know. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this is bullshit, man. This ain't a real interview if you the one taking care of the material, like the content. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like, and the other thing is, I don't know about you, but Drake ain't really about nothing. Like, you don't ever think, when you think of Drake, you don't think of causes. Like, you think of, you know what I mean? If you think of, what's his name, Meek Mill, you think of prison. If you think of Pusha T, he's done a lot with the Democratic Party. He's backing, he's talking about black issues.
I mean, Drake is a pop star. He can't really be too, at least at this point in his career, he can't be too close to that.
Yeah, that's true. But and I get it because you got so much money from coming from so many different areas, you can't say certain things. But it's like, but then, like, to me, I like my people to stand
I also heard something about, Beyonce is a little closer to this now, but in her time where she was more of a pop star, she would put things in other names, like the works you're doing. You're not going to put it directly under your name just so it doesn't conflict with your actual business.
That's true.
And I know people love to bash stuff like that, but at the end of the day, these people, to make that change, you need to get the money. Like to actually make at least certain changes, you still gotta get that money.
That's true, but it's like that's why. But that's my creative.
Unless y'all really go fund.
But that's
the people that's not gonna support you love being the one that's gonna bash you too, man. Oh my god!
But you know what annoys me about these people is like. You gotta know that, because to me, I always think of the business side. Yeah. Like with the Nicki and Remy beef, I always knew that Nicki could never come as hard as Remy did. I'm not saying Remy didn't rip her; she won that battle.
But don't you feel like that's the same as Drake with Pusha?
No,
because Drake said he couldn't put out the other verse.
I don't think Drake had nothing for Pusha. I think Drake had.
I'm starting to believe he did have something
for Push.
A combined Probably more Kanye.
That's my point.
Because I don't think he cares that much about Pusha T.
Exactly, but I will say that says something to me because the man that actually came at you is not the one you're mad at. That means,
but if you don't got no information on the
that's my point. My point is Pusha T said with too much confidence he got nothing.
He don't got nothing.
Like nothing. Pusha T said that. You know when you say that and nothing. He said nothing and the tongue hit his nose. That's how nothing it was. So for me, when I heard that Drake interview, it kind of felt like if somebody told me Fast and Furious 8 was inspired by a true story. You know what I mean? It's like, it's based on a true story, but a lot of this shit ain't real because ain't nobody outrun no fucking submarine. Just like a lot of shit Drake said. I was like, you lying, brother. And it's all right.
What else you felt like he was lying about?
I mean, the Pusha T thing, I think he was lying about, because he didn't talk about, he was talking about how stealing music and people saying he's not giving back, whatever. But I don't think he talked about that too honestly. I don't think he was comfortable.
I think that was honest, but my thing more so with the I actually thought that was honest because it made sense where he was talking about working with all the other artists, correct? It makes sense because I'm like, these dudes probably look up to Drake, so they hyped to do a song with Drake.
That's true.
But my main thing was, bruh, you could say no to certain things, especially when you know there's a depiction of that, and you're bothered by the depiction. Now, if you're not bothered by the depiction,
then do what you gotta do.
Do it, but don't be bothered by the depiction and still say yes.
Still say yes to making the music. Flo Rida has decided who he is. Flo Rida is a mainstream techno music maker.
Sometimes you just gotta be as a creative. That's not for me. You know, me personally. Those are the creatives I respect. I'm never gonna be the dude like after that. That's always like the most popular or the I like the people that I see how they move and I respect how they move because it's with reason. You know. Yeah,
and my other thing with that was like I felt like he didn't bring up Dram. He didn't bring up the fact that he stole Hotline Bling, which was one of his hottest songs ever. The whole beat from Dram.
You think he was thinking about that though?
No, I don't know. I think that was edited out if it was ever like that.
I don't think they brought that up. I'm not gonna lie.
To me,
Dram not that popular of an artist.
No, he's not that popular of an artist. But that song was that popping of a song that is worth it to bring up.
You think a lot of people know about that?
Yes, Drums. Well, Drums.
I think people know about it. I don't think.
No. Not a lot of people know about it, but it was a thing at the time. And if it wasn't brought up, that means because this is Rap Radar. Y'all supposed to be the pinnacle of interviewing and podcasting when it comes to the hip hop world. So I can't imagine y'all didn't have a question for Drake, one of Drake's third or second best song ever. The rumor that it was stolen from somebody else, and then the rumor that you said, and again rumor that he said that it's like a rhythm. You know what I mean? When you take a rhythm from somebody, you know what I mean? Everybody, I'm like, but rhythms have names that give production to the producer. It gives credit to the producer.
Think that deep into it, man.
Like, no, but you can't. No, bro, but it's like you trying to tell me it has a rhythm. I'm like, so did you name Dram on Hotline Bling? This is the Dram rhythm? You didn't say that. So I felt like that was a little disingenuous. I felt like he didn't delve deep into the son thing. You know what I mean? Not that there's much to talk about. I feel like you didn't need to talk about it at all, really. But I feel like if you're going to sit here and clean shit up.
The part where I do feel like he lied, this is the part where I really do feel like he lied. The son part where he spoke about he wasn't going to put out some line. I don't believe
that's
that.
Bullshit.
I think he was going to put out a closing line with that. That part I actually do believe.
Listen.
I'm like, these dudes are connected with Adidas. Like,
bro, Adidon, Adidas. Come on. That's entirely too close for me to believe that.
That part I was like, I don't know if I totally believe that he wasn't trying to put the little roll out.
Come on. And it's all right. Listen, baby, we can make everything a business move. Let's just call a spade a spade. That's all I'm saying. Like, admit to the fact that was the case. But, I mean, listen, man, it was... everybody said it was a good interview. I would prefer a less produced interview. You know what I mean? I didn't.
You're not gonna get that from a megastar.
No, I get it. I get it. But it's like, and I'm gonna listen to it because I was listening to it because I don't hear Drake speak often. That's why I was listening to it. But let's be real, there's nothing I really want to hear from Drake. He don't ever talk about none of his music that make me feel like he got something to say.
How did you view him as a creative after listening to that though? as opposed to him as a business person.
I've never knocked Drake as a creative though. I've never knocked Drake because at the end of the day, the talent is there. Like that's one thing. I am a supporter of Drake's music, not Drake. I'm not gonna lie, but I am a supporter of good music. If I hear good, like I remember when he came out with this, Started From the Bottom. I was like, damn it, again. Another hit. The man can do no wrong.
That shit, that joint he got with Future that shit fire. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's
shit fire.
The man just won't stop. Can't stop.
We gotta end Drake in the next few years, man, guys. I'm tired of this.
To me, another part of it that's a thing to me is when is Drake gonna start getting a new, you know what I mean, artist underneath his wing that, start pushing a team.
He gonna do that when he's tired. I feel like he's hearing all the criticisms, and this is the part that I don't think is fair. He's gonna hear the criticism, and it's gonna be so easy for him to do
really fix.
So I'm not respecting it. You ain't do it within the 2010s.
You didn't do it when you could have done it and it was all your idea.
Exactly.
Now
you stole that idea for us.
Exactly. Get out of here. The last, well, not the last, probably the last thing. Him speaking about relationships. I wanted to say it was very contradictory because you're saying I'm a rap star. I'm not like Kendrick where I rap and drop album tour and then go back to my life. I live this. I be outside. I like this life. I go out and I party and I do this and I do that. And then he goes, but I'm looking for a girl that's willing to be a puzzle to my masterpiece and a girl that's willing to work with my routine and my schedule and then we could work each other. I'm like, bro, the things you're asking for are things that you ask for in year 3 or 4 of a relationship. Yeah. That's not how you build or get to it. That doesn't fall into your lap.
My man Drake try to get all his ways.
Right? I'm like, bro, you can't get everything, bro.
You try to get the whole way. And he go find a girl that's down.
Exactly.
He's gonna find a girl. But it's a little bit of manipulation. But for the bag that gonna come with that, there's gonna be people.
She'll be fine. I'm saying that's the phony part. Yeah. That's the phony part.
He was talking some shit on there.
Exactly.
That was a boy. I was like, oh, this nigga want to manipulate.
Exactly. He's like, oh, okay. So you on your, you know what I mean? You on your low key R. Kelly in the crib shit? What are you talking about? Oh, it fits in my schedule. Got a bed in the studio. No, bro, that's not how it works, bro. You gotta work towards that. Yeah. I personally, I don't know, like I've realized in my older age, again in my 30s, like the old man Obi said, I've realized that over time, I gotta consciously pursue that. Like you can't be looking for a relationship and be like, it's not something you're gonna work at. It's gonna land in my lap, the person I want.
It's cool to, shit on guys shitting on girls for girls shitting on. At the end of the day, if you try and be with somebody, there got to be some form of compromise.
Exactly.
In that room.
You have to understand that this isn't all me. This isn't always going to be what I want to do. You know what I mean?
And to me, that approach of I got all the money so I could do what I want is like a girl saying, because I take care of you and this household, I could do what I want. And let's take cheating out. But I could talk to you how I want. I could dress how I want. Yeah. You could dress how you want, yes. But your boyfriend is going to have an issue with it sometimes.
Like, there's certain things that's just not acceptable.
That nigga going to be like, yo, get your ass back in that room. Like, nah.
After a certain, and again, there's people waiting for the goal. Like, I know people that will pick a marriage over happiness.
Nah. Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like, I know too many people that's looking for the white picket fence. You know what I mean?
The imagery.
Exactly.
The imagery over
They're
the
looking
reality.
At everything over the fact that, you are, whatever, you getting beat in your house. Like, you know
some
what I mean?
people don't know you could be single and happy.
Yo.
That's like a thing some people don't know.
I'm learning that, like, somebody asked me, like, wouldn't you want your daughter, or, you know what I mean? Wouldn't you want her to like, because as a woman, she was like, wouldn't you want her to be happy with another person? I'm like, I would want her to be happy, period.
Yeah.
Like, I realized that my happiness was it's set in things I do and experiences I have, and it is great to share that with someone. But I'm more so on some, if I don't got nobody, I'm going to jujitsu to learn how to fight. I'm going to climb a mountain at some point. I'm going to do things that after the experience, I either feel like I was challenged or I'm a better person or I'm genuinely happy through the hardship. Yeah. Because I realized, you know why I'm not leaving New York? Because it's the beautiful struggle.
And I feel like when people take that approach to things, it then becomes a point of view where, every relationship is miserable. Yeah. If you don't actually become happy within yourself. Like, nah, there's actually more people happy in their relationships. There's actually,
That's true.
But we a lot of us are so used to living that, I guess, struggle of this is a bad relationship, so I'm just going to be by myself, that we don't realize,
it's not.
The more I improve on me, the better my next relationship might actually be.
And the other thing is, you got to understand your happiness is going to change over time.
Exactly.
And you got to communicate that to your significant other.
And when you have a significant other, your happiness might change every day.
I'm telling you. And my thing is, one thing I learned that just, in my life is that not everything I feel has to be said. I'm noticing women still have this issue because sometimes you say something that you can't fix and you don't have a solution to, and now it's out there and people are upset, and there was never anything that could have been done about it anyway. So I say table certain things till you figure out either a way out or till you can't anymore. But I just feel like I'm one of those people that I'm not communicating everything all the time.
Yeah,
certain happiness is that's for me.
See, on that, the momentary stuff, we not about to, if it's something that has been lingering or something that is reoccurring, and you've put time to think about it, then of course we can come and sit down and talk. But bruh, if you just have an issue with something I did today, we not having no discussion about this.
Come on, sister girl. You gotta do better than this. You gotta do better than this. And you know what I mean? These are the issues I've been coming across just growing up, and then that's why I thinking about this creatives business mindset. It's like I've come to the realization that at some point I was a real business person, and at some point I was a real and later on in my life, surprisingly, normally it happens the other way around. But later on in my life, I started believing in the creativity within myself a lot more, and that built my confidence in a lot more ways.
I feel like that. It's you say that, but that's actually not true. Especially, and our generation has proven that to me with everybody I noticed trying to, not trying, but people, some trying, some doing kind of what they wanted to do, whether it's with sewing or being a designer or being a podcaster or being an artist. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of people in our age group and older being able to do that, and I feel like that also comes with self-confidence, because when you're young, you might want to do something, but what your friends think about it matters. You may just personally feel insecure about it and self-conscious about it. I'm not good enough to do this.
There was that. Also, I'm not gonna lie. I think the fact that we're millennials, a lot of we were the unfortunate people to land on bad parenting by no fault of their own. They said this is what works in the world, and then the whole fucking world changed. So it's as much as our parents want to say we got immigrant parents, you know what I mean? So my mother from Haiti, it's you're a doctor, lawyer, businessman, or a failure. You know what I mean? Those are your options. They didn't know certain things. There were nuanced jobs like cameraman,
therapist.
The fuck?
You black?
You don't take you're gonna take a doctorate to talk to people.
Word.
They don't understand certain things. So I feel like we fell in a lot of that. And in 2008, changed the game. The housing market crashed. A lot of things, and then so many things switched up so quickly. Nobody had time to really, because before 2008. You had a degree. You got a job.
Yeah, people lived that standard life. After that, everybody was like, "Nah,
we got to figure it out."
I'm a do this, but I ain't trying to do this forever.
Exactly. So back in the days, I feel like, and then also there was a lot of things that I'm realizing my parents was living with depression. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that I realized, and they didn't realize.
They probably don't even know it.
They didn't even know. Walking around every
They probably don't even know it.
Not talking and
But they also came. That era was the lack of communication era,
Yeah, it was just trucked through.
As bad as our communication is in 2020, we've made some strides.
We made some strides. Let's not act like everything is bad.
Nah.
People don't understand. For up until 1940, 30, niggas was just surviving.
Oh, nah.
People don't understand.
It was terrible out here.
Nobody ain't have time to talk
terrible
about.
The
age limit was 55. Ain't nobody had no water sometimes. You built your own house.
Everybody had the measles.
You know what I mean? The measles, the mumps. If you got the shits, you died.
Word,
you know what I'm saying? Diarrhea was a death sentence.
How we put this on 1940? We talking about 1940 like it's 1882.
Bruh, listen, man. The Wild Wild West wasn't even over yet. But like niggas was dying from certain things. So, you know what I mean? We've gotten better, but I just feel like anything else, it's an evolution.
Yeah.
And like you gotta keep going in the direction of knowing, like, you know what, I wanna be better and I wanna do better. And I feel like that's where I'm at, where it's like, what's the best I could be at whatever I'm doing?
Yeah.
And then when I get there, it's like, all right, am I enjoying this? Am I happy?
Yeah.
And then, like, my uncle, there's one thing my uncle said to me the other day, shouts out to you. My uncle said this to me like a while back, and he was like, yo, I just feel like I've done everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've tasted all the foods, I've seen all the colors, I feel like I've seen all these movies, I'm seeing them again, and it's the same thing. I'm like, bro, you haven't entered nothing new into your life in years.
Yeah. I'm
Like,
about
you
to say,
like,
he hasn't.
you haven't experienced, because I'm sure you don't know what the sand feels like in Dubai. And I'm not saying you got to do that.
Yeah.
But like anything.
You got to open your mind to new ideas.
And guess what he did? He entered a jiu-jitsu contest, like a jiu-jitsu thing, and now he's like
he's into it.
You can see that spark behind his eye, like opening back up again. Like he's
and that's why I was telling you. I feel like that where you were saying you would think the creative thing was younger. Now I was talking to my boy. Dude went to medical school for years, whole doctor. I was on the phone with him a couple weeks ago. He's like, bruh, I'm like, what's next now?
Yep.
Yeah. You know, I'm like, he's like, what's
people
next?
don't understand if your basis is in a goal,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and it's not the journey.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you're gonna lose when you get there, because you're gonna realize you missed out on. And I've always said this too. You could always tell a dude that didn't get girls up until a certain point. You could always tell a dude that didn't get girls up until, like, if you started getting girls at like 23, 24, my nigga, you was late to the game, bro. You can't. There's certain things you can't miss in certain times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could tell a dude that swagged out in a way that from 17 to 21, 22, you was getting your bitches. I could see you was doing your thing. There's too many. You know what I mean? People
Also
don't
depends how
time.
you was getting the girls too, because
listen, if you're getting it off money, then it don't really matter. Do it. I'm talking to broke people. Like me and my broke brothers unite when we had nothing but swag and uptowns.
Exactly.
Those days, you know what I mean? You remember the jeans with the NBA patches on them? That was baller.
We learned communication skills by putting ourselves in the trenches,
bruh. Belmont Fair there.
We was around all the boilers with $5 in our pocket. What's good?
We was out here, bro. We was out here trying to bag the shorties that got a drink from the man over there. Like, that's how it worked. You had to finesse it, because we didn't have we needed communication skills, because if it's that, you wasn't getting nobody. And we didn't have bread like that. Like, listen.
And nigga, we was appropriate for our fucking age.
That's the other thing.
It's the fucking fake ass life everybody else was living. I'm gonna put that on y'all. Guys, fake ass living motherfuckers.
I did not have a 5 series. I'm gonna put this on y'all so y'all can understand too. We live in Long Island. You know what I mean? We from, you know what I mean, Valley Stream originally. I'm gonna have to say this, but like, people seem to think girls used to be like, "Ooh, he light skinned from Long Island, he got money." No, nah. Listen,
I don't even think our parents was made that way.
Bruh.
Where like that money, say your mother had that money, not yours,
bruh. Y'all don't get it.
That money not
Just
yours.
don't get it, man. I have gone hungry with my mother sitting in the crib.
Word.
Like, y'all not getting it.
I got a roof over my head, but I'm starving.
Listen, man, especially when you a boy, man, you gotta figure it out. Niggas gotta get inventive. I was counting quarters. So people don't understand, like, just because you from Long Island, like, and everybody says, oh, you know, my poverty is worse than yours. Probably. Yeah. There's a good chance, because I didn't deal with many crackheads upon entry of my crib. I didn't deal with certain things. But that doesn't mean my stomach didn't growl at night.
Somebody didn't have no struggle. Nah, but I mean, I've always been like, I'm not judging nobody's struggle when I don't know what your actual story is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Nah, I'm the judgy one. I would have judged you. I would have made that.
Hopefully we left that in 2019, but bring a little bit of it to 2020. We need some of that energy. Guys. I'm not gonna lie.
This positivity.
I think I'm gonna judge a little bit more in 2020, man.
Bro, you judge a little more. I'll judge a little less, and we'll meet somewhere around the middle. Cause
I'm gonna judge a little bit more.
I'll be out here looking at people like, man, like, and my thing is, it's not like when I judge, I don't be right a lot of the times. You could look at someone and sometimes think certain things, and then you see them, you're like, this was a thing. Like, I know that's a thing amongst people that do that. Yeah. There is a certain type of personality. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, this This was nice.
I like this. This is a new experience. Yo, listen, we didn't. So y'all know, we didn't have headphones back in the days. We didn't. We couldn't.
We didn't have this beautiful camera.
We didn't. You know what I mean?
We got a little drop back here.
We out here doing good in these streets.
I can see how my skin looking. Shit.
Right, yo, that's a clear. What is that? There's an insignia. I gotta look into that TV because y'all also see my blemish pretty good too. My scar.
Welcome to this journey with us.
Yes.
Hopefully, y'all invite more of your friends.
Yes.
For people viewing us for the first time, just know we do have episodes out on SoundCloud and Spotify. So go and
and take a listen if you want to, backlog. You want to start listening to our old stuff because this is gonna be new for us.
Yeah.
My hair does get done. That happens. Listen, if y'all gonna roast my hairline and my hair,
comments about to be crazy.
They about to be crazy and manakiar.
Exactly,
all right,
man,
dreads.
whatever.
We supposed to be. Yo, J. Cole, get a shape up, bro. I'm sorry, I can't.
Bro,
I can't with that. You do it too much.
You can't be worried about the internet, man.
Nah, man. The internet's. Come
on,
on, man.
Worried about
bring the heat.
Bring the heat. Man.
Bring the heat, because I'm gonna be the 50 Cent of this game. Nah, man. But thank you for again, like Obi said, for coming along with us on this journey, and we still learning. So learn with us, man. Come on, let's grow. Like, don't you want to be a part of a podcast that you like? Damn, I was here from like day one.
I feel part of this.
I was part of this. Like, I feel like there's certain things I listen to now that I'm like, yo, I was listening to you when nobody was bumping you, yo.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's how I feel, and that's how I want to. Real quick, what was you listening to before you came here? I don't know why. It just came to mind.
Before I came here?
Yeah.
I was actually listening to the Andre 3 Stack interview.
The interview?
Yeah,
okay.
I was listening to that through the day.
All right. Rock Moss, his Marciago album.
I save music for my car. That's where I do a lot of my music.
My headphones is lovely, baby.
I do podcasts with, when I'm out here. When I'm in the car. That's when
when I'm walking, I need inspiration.
I sit there, or in the gym.
In the gym. Definitely.
Those two places. Definitely.
All right, guys, but I think we got it.
We're good.
We got a good amount here, right?
Time is up for today.
All right, so listen up. All right, we'll be back next week.
All right, man. We out.
Yep.